Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm a dietetic intern at Seattle Pacific University. I'm here at Lynnwood Food Bank to make some fried rice. So, the first thing we want to do is get all of our ingredients ready. Today, we're actually going to be using some canned vegetables. You can use anything you want. You can use fresh, you can use frozen, but if you have a can of veggies sitting in your pantry and you don't know what to do with it, this is perfect. And then over here we have about half an onion, and we have our rice, a couple tablespoons of soy sauce, and our Spam. Now Spam is already a little high in sodium on its own, so we picked a low sodium soy sauce to go along with it. And you're more than welcome to use any meat you want. I've just never used Spam before, so I wanted to try it out. So the first thing we're going to do is take this onion, and we're going to get it nice and caramelized. And while that's cooking, you can go ahead and throw in these veggies. Now when it comes to veggies, sometimes the frozen actually have more vitamins in it than canned or even fresh. Because when they're frozen, they take them right as soon as they're ripe, and they have the most nutrients in it, and they freeze it so everything kind of stays put. And another thing to keep in mind is that cooking actually degrades some of the nutrients as well. So if you can get some raw veggies in your diet, that's always great too. And while this is cooking, let's go ahead and throw in the Spam. Now we want to get this nice and browned on the outside. Make it look real tasty. I guess you can pause here. Alright, so you can see here we have our Spam with a little bit of browning on the outside, and our veggies are nice and cooked. The nutrition value, as I said, of most vegetables is higher when they're raw, but the exception to that is carrots and tomatoes, which actually increase their nutritious bioavailability, meaning how your body can use those nutrients once it's cooked. And the longer it's cooked, the more bioavailable those nutrients become. So now that we have everything nice and caramelized, we're going to add our rice. So I made this rice ahead of time. You want to use rice that's cold. It's best if it's left over, actually. If it's like a little bit dry, it actually makes it turn out a lot better. So we're just going to throw that in there, break it up a little bit. And you know, if you want a higher veggie ratio, you can always throw in another can, or maybe you have a bag of frozen rice somewhere, or frozen veggies. We're going to mix this all up. And if you need to here, you can add a little bit more oil, because your pan might be a little dry by now. Just going to add in a little splash. And we are using heart-healthy, cholesterol-free canola oil. You know, people like to think that olive oil is the only healthy oil you can use, but it's really expensive, and if all you can get is the canola oil, it's not as bad as people think. There we go. Now that our rice is nice and hot, I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. get that all mixed in. Okay, so once our rice begins to get a little bit brown, we're gonna make a hole in the center here, and we're gonna turn the heat down just a little bit. And this is when we want to add our eggs. Now, if you add it to the whole mixture and mix it all up together, you end up with these clumps of just congealed egg and rice. So this is why we want to make a hole in the center, add the eggs in there, get them nice and scrambled and cooked up, and then mix them in. So nice and simple. We're just going to crack it right on there. And mix those up. We want to give them a continuous mix as they're cooking. It's going to give us a really nice consistency for our egg. And if you've ever wondered what the difference between brown and white eggs is, it's actually just the chicken. Some produce brown eggs, some produce white eggs. A lot of times people think that the brown eggs are the healthier ones, but you can have healthy white eggs. A chicken who lays white eggs can still be fed organic, grass-fed, free-range, all that kind of stuff. And the difference you are going to see between a chicken that's fed grass-fed and a chicken that's fed feed is the omega-3 content. So you are going to get a healthier fat content in those organic free-range chickens. All right, so now that this egg has set up a little bit, we're going to let it get a little bit drier, just kind of flipping it over. And once it looks like it's all the way cooked, we can start mixing it into the rice. And when it looks like it's cooked to your liking, you can go ahead and serve. Voila.